Alright, now in this lecture I want to just give you a quick overview of some other JavaScript frameworks so that you know how to actually classify jQuery in this environment of all the JavaScript frameworks out there, because there are a lot of them. Now, first of all, you may have heard of the UI library, the Yahoo User Interface Library, which was available at uilibrary.org, or still is, but it's actually been discontinued by Yahoo. So this was one of the more enterprise-targeted frameworks, but it's just not maintained anymore by Yahoo because there are so many other technologies out there by now. You can read that on their site here in their announcement if you want to, but you don't really have to care about the UI library anymore. Now there's also something called the Dojo Toolkit, which you can find on dojotoolkit.org. Now the Dojo Toolkit is really powerful, but also really large. It can help you with anything you can imagine, basically. So it comes with a lot of functionality and it can help you with all kinds of tasks, but it's also a rather complex framework. So it's probably more suitable for experienced web developers or enterprise developers who really need this kind of large, powerful framework. Now next, there's also another framework called Mootools, which is a more compact framework as it already tells you on the site. And it specializes on effects and animations. So if you want to have more advanced support for these kinds of visual effects, then Mootools may also be one of the frameworks you want to take a look at. Now another more lightweight library is underscore.js, which also just provides a lot of helpers for common programming tasks. But it doesn't really include anything for animations or Ajax calls or something like this. And there are many more out there, of course. You have AngularJS, you have Ember.js, backbone.js, and so on. Many of them with different purposes, but many also following the same purpose, basically. But the point is, by deciding to learn jQuery, I think you've made a really good decision, because jQuery is not only a great place to start, because it's really simple, but it's also just used so widely that you just find a lot of documentation and lots of answers online for any question you may have. When you have trouble using jQuery, you can always find answers on sites like Stack Overflow and so on. So it's really great to get started with the JavaScript framework. And aside from the huge user base, which is always a good thing, you also have good documentation available on the jQuery website, which, by the way, you can find on jQuery.com. And also what's good is that it's a rather lightweight framework. So here it says only 32 kilobytes when minified and gzipped. So it doesn't slow down the loading of your pages a lot, which is also really important nowadays, especially with lots of mobile devices and weaker internet connectivity on those. And what's also really convenient about jQuery is that it makes use of your existing knowledge of CSS selectors. So you can just use CSS selectors to select elements on your page using jQuery as well. And you're going to learn how to do that in just a minute. So long story short, I think you've made a great decision deciding to learn jQuery. And in this course, you're going to learn all the ins and outs of the framework, how you can create animations, visual effects, how to handle user input, how to validate forms, and all that kind of stuff. And also remember, you can always ask in the discussions if you're having any trouble, and I'll try to answer your questions and suggestions as soon as possible. Alright, so thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate every minute you spend in the course, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lecture.